Welcome to Opinion Journal. I'm Mary Kissel. The Congressional Budget Office says that we might lose up to 2 million jobs thanks to Obamacare by 2017. And guess what, guys? The bureaucrats may even be underestimating that number. I've got Editorial Board member Joe Rago joining me now. Joe,
hey, Mary.
How did the CBO do this analysis?
Well, what they're looking at is the propensity to work, and because the benefits in the Affordable Care Act phase out over time, they figure that this will reduce the propensity of people to work. So they might drop out of the labor force altogether. They might not work overtime or accept a promotion. And so it's really, they're being subtracted from the labor force because of the incentives in this bill.
And Joe, this could even be an underestimate, correct?
Well, right. The CBO explores some of the other factors that might be in play and kind of concludes they're a wash, and they're really probably not a wash here. You know, there's a lot of mandates that increase the cost of labor. So, for example, if you have more than 50 workers, you must provide health insurance. That increases the cost of labor and probably is leading to less hiring. It certainly is in low-wage, low-skilled industries like hospitality, restaurants, nursing homes, that kind of thing.
So the poorest are hurt the most. That's terrific. Let's put up the White House response, and I quote, "Claims that the Affordable Care Act hurts jobs are simply belied by the facts in the CBO report. At the beginning of this year, we noted that as part of this new day in healthcare, Americans would no longer be trapped in a job just to provide coverage for their families and would have the opportunity to pursue their dreams." So, Joe, they have health care but no job, and that's okay?
Right. I mean, it's really kind of a troubling statement. You know, we're in day 2 of this argument now where liberals are kind of saying, well, this is no big deal, we're just ending job lock. Well, you know, 2 million people is quite a lot of people. And the other point I think I would make is, you know, for the last 5 years since the economic panic, we've been talking about unemployment and how terrible it is, both for individuals as humans and for economic growth. And now we're just sort of blithely writing this off, even celebrating it as pursuing your dream. You know, just dropping out of the labor force is probably not a lot of people's dream there.
Joe, this is just, though, in a string, one of a string of broken promises that the president effectively fed to the American people when he was selling this law.
Well, look, this is an estimate. This is from the Congressional Budget Office. We don't know how big of an effect it's going to be. They're probably right in the ballpark. But let's wait to see what happens in practice. I think as this goes on, it's actually going to be a lot worse than what we're seeing in these reports.
A lot worse than what we're seeing in these reports. Editorial Board member Joe Rago.
Hey, thanks, Mary,
for joining us.